This came at a very good time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. For a good update.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of been Macoing the scene. For those of you who don't know what Macoing means, it means to mind your business. I've been kind of minding all the business from afar, right? Shamelessly, I like living in a corner house, right? But we haven't really spoken since the last Unwine. Like we haven't really gotten any since. So I am not real curious to know. But before we get into it, introduce yourself. For persons who did not see your original Unwine interview, can you tell us some background story about where you're from, how long you've been in Canada, how you migrated? Give us the full details.
So as you guys can see, Jamaica. We're back in the first spot that we were the first time.
Yeah.
I'm Natalia.
I'm John Bro.
He's Orlando. And we migrated to Canada via the student route. So he came up in 2018 September on his own. I visited in February 2019, decided to stay, and then changed over to a open work permit, which took forever to finalize. And then our son came in March 2020 on a visitor's visa, and eventually got what you call it? Is the visitor record? Yeah.
Visitor record.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how
2018, 2019, 2020.
Yeah. Right before the officially shut down the country.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic.
Yeah, he came on the Sunday and Trudeau closed the airports on the Monday.
Yeah.
Wow. So what part of Canada are you all in?
We are in Ottawa, Ontario, the capital of Canada. Not Toronto, the capital. Ottawa.
And how has life been there?
Ottawa.
Have you ever considered moving? You ever considered moving to another city?
So from time to time, I think we've kind of gotten curious. I'll let him answer too. But like for me, I'm comfortable here. It's like a perfect in between. Toronto is so busy. Well, that's what I've heard. We've seen it a little bit and the traffic was terrible. But like Ottawa is like a nice small town, big city. Like it feels like a small town, but it is a big city. And it could be more vibrant, but it's okay. You know, like, yeah, it's right in the middle. What do you think?
To be honest, yes, it does have this family feel to it as opposed to the fast-paced, heavy hustle. It's a place to grow because you see places or areas where it can be developed, and from there, it's basically an open pool for you to make money.
Yeah, because like
of living.
No, because I was gonna say like we're kind of at that stage where we're excited to launch things.
Yeah.
And Ottawa is like a perfect place to do that because we feel like if we were probably in Toronto, we would probably like get lost.
Saturated.
Yeah, it would be oversaturated where a lot of us are there. While here, it's not that we're not here, but we stand out more here.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And we kind of like
what about racism? Because standing out can be good and bad.
True. To be honest, I have never really experienced it. You do have one and two
level?
people.
Because you know there can be some innate prejudice, but it's not overtly racist.
Yeah.
Like people, telling you that or showing you that because you're this color.
Yeah.
They just have a culture that's very weird, and I see them do it with everyone.
Yeah. So
really.
it's like we just had to get used to that.
Yeah.
But you do have some
in the
people...
Caribbean. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just gonna say that sometimes you have like one and two time you'll see something and you're like, is that, or like you're not sure. So that's the only thing I would say really happens like to me. And then we have a son, right? And of course he's Black. So you kind of worry about that too. But his school is very diverse, multiracial, everything. Even the other day for Black History Month, they invited us to come and present on our home country because they want the kids in the school to learn about other people's culture. And then at the beginning of March, they had like a multiracial day or a multicultural day where everybody should wear the colors of their, like ancestry, that kind of thing. So you had people in their European country colors, and then you have people from Africa, Asia, all over. So everybody just wore their traditional, which was very good. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, Natalia and Orlando,
Mhm.
when we last spoke, you had finished school. I remember you had just gotten a new job, I believe, Orlando. I should have watched your life, you know. I should have go back and watch your life to see like where you all were. And it was like now getting into working. I think Natalia had a good job. She really liked your job. I remember being very clear. And you were planning to get married, and I was saying that I would jump the fence to the wedding. I remember saying that. I remember saying that.
Yes.
So that's what it was last time, right? Tell us what has happened since then. It's probably like a year later now. What has happened with you all since then?
So we got married in December 2022, December 5th, 2022.
Congratulations!
Yeah, we
I
went
want to
back to
jump in
Jamaica and
first.
got married. It was a very stressful time leading up. I literally wanted to like be more happy and everything, but like it was so stressful and like I was breaking out everything because of IRCC. But yes.
Let me hear about it. So I don't know if Orlando probably wants to be
Exactly.
here for this.
So we had applied for permanent residency from September 2021. We got engaged July 2021. So we were like, yeah, we can definitely plan this for December 2022 because it shouldn't take longer than a year for the PR to be processed. September 2022 comes, nothing. IRCC website says if you want to travel while you apply for your permanent residency, you have to apply for a visitor's visa inside Canada. Fine, no problem. The processing time should be 15 days. Kelly's, why our wedding is December 5th? Why on December 2nd, I'm on the phone with Canada Post trying to make sure I can get my Orlando's passport to leave the country Saturday morning so that we can get to Jamaica. Because he had to get a visitor's visa because he only had permits. So they studied the PGWP. Zaire and I were fine because we came on a visitor's visa. So we
Right.
already had our visitor's visa, but Orlando needed one to travel and to ensure that he could get back into the country.
Get back
so
in.
that
Because
he
leaving
could-
is not a problem. It's coming back in.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's like, oh my gosh. So we got it, let's say around 11 o'clock, the Friday before the Monday, which was the wedding. And we made
Oh
it to
my
Jamaica. Thank God.
So I'm sure everyone wants to know the life after your postgraduate work permits, because right now that's a hot topic, right? How did
Yes.
you all get from postgraduate work permit, which is what you get after you finish studying, to permanent residency? How did you all make that transition? What stream did you use? Was it difficult?
So we applied for permanent residency via the Canadian Experience class. Right as Orlando finished school. So he finished school around April, May, and right away we just ensured that So after he finished school, so we had to apply for it right away because his permit expired in September. That following September. So we just applied right away and it was approved midsummer. Then after it was approved that's when, to be honest, we could actually get our health cards and everything like that. And then after working for 1 year, that's eventually when we could. So we got it, for example, July. Hold on, my son is fighting to come into the room. But so we got it July 2022, July 2021.
Mm-hmm.
The what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But yeah, we got it. He's like screaming down the place. But after we got a PGWP right after Orlando finished school, and then 1 year later we entered the pool because Orlando was now working for 1 year, everything like that. And then now we had enough points. So once we entered the pool, invitation to apply, we got that like literally 2 days later or so. It was very quick.
Wow.
In 2021. And then we just got all the documents from Jamaica. Surprisingly, that wasn't too hard. I had worked in France all the way back in 2015 to 2016, and I had to get a police certificate from way back then. So this
Wow.
can be a tedious process if you've traveled a lot and lived all over the place for a while. And then yeah, by the time we got the invitation to apply, we submitted all the documents in September 2021. And it was a big waiting game until December 2022.
Days
While
before
we
you
were in
move.
Jamaica, we
Oh,
literally got the news, yeah, that the PR was approved.
right, because you just got your the visa to leave,
Yeah,
but only
to
got
travel.
approved when.
Yeah.
Congratulations! So since then
Thank
to
you.
now, you are now a permanent resident. So from being a
Yes,
temporary
well, we
resident,
got that official email yesterday because we were, yeah. So guess what? There was a whole hold up because like the officiant that officiated our wedding, he put November 5th instead of December 5th. So we had to get that whole paperwork corrected in Jamaica to send that to IRCC. So it was finally sent in last week. So yeah, yesterday we got the email and it's like, congratulations, you are now a permanent resident. And I'm like, wow, this feels, thank you.
congratulations!
This feels awesome.
That is awesome. That is so now that is why you'll see this good timing, right?
Yes, good timing. Because yesterday
Oh.
everything finalized. It was like, whew, thank you
Natalia,
guys.
how does it feel?
Great. I wish Orlando was here because he would literally just, I don't know. We've been waiting so long for this because there's so many things you can't do while you're not a PR, right? For example, like we've always wanted to start, like register our businesses, do all that kind of stuff. Like you can't necessarily run a business on a work permit. So we were waiting on the PR to, you know, officially do business and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a big sigh of relief. We are now permanent residents and it just really feels good. Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that the student route is the only route, which we know it's not.
Exactly.
Well, 80 different streams other than that, right? But a lot of people choose the student route because why? It's the quickest one and sometimes it's the easiest way, right? Easy, not considering the fact that it's probably the most expensive way to my
Exactly. Very expensive.
Yeah, so easy, but not necessarily equating to easy because it's damn well expensive.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's very expensive. Orlando's back. Yeah, you can come sit down. I just told her a while ago that the PR application
Okay.
is finally over.
Congratulations, Orlando.
Yes, finally over. Now
How does it feel?
choose any job of my liking.
Yeah.
Do whatever I need to do. It's not putting as much money as possible. This is something, but they might call police for me.
So he would say no, that you know at least he's not stuck in one job because
Yes, because you have to stay in the field or work in the field that you studied for until your PR is processed.
because he
Right.
did like the NOB, the NOC, the not B business, like all that. I hate that code
So
stuff.
while Ati was able to jump
Change
from
jobs,
this job
yeah.
to this job without any thought of this not in a field or this is just something I like. I'm like, no, I have to be a law clerk
Yeah.
until
Stay within that field or within that not category.
yeah.
So now you're free to do
Yes.
whatever you want.
Yes. Yes.
And so that's a major thing that you felt trapped. How did you feel during your postgraduate work permits?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad because the goal was all right. So coming from Jamaica, one of the options we had two options: start business or leave. And we were saying that even if we leave, we can start business. So it was more of a focus that hey, do what you need to do, get it out of the way, and it also kind of allows for networking because I'm working with a bunch of lawyers, and I mean a lot of them are corporate lawyers. So that wealth of knowledge or whatever I gain from just reading files and stuff can be incorporated. So yeah, it wasn't bad. It was good. Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but no, and I mean it didn't last long either. You did a 2-year program, 1 year working.
Yes.
It seems like forever, but it really didn't take long.
It didn't take that long, yeah, because
Getting older by the day.
we not reaching all here. All of we foot still wet. We not reach.
Yeah.
We not reach. All of we migrants are at the same time. We not
Yeah.
reach. We not getting things started. So where do y'all see yourself going in the next year? Like now that you have PR, it literally just come in yesterday. What do you see for yourself within the next 12 months?
Next 12 months, both of us should be entrepreneurs. Definitely. Not working for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Officially launching our businesses, so you guys can look out for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So give me something small. I want to know. Come on, I just listen for the house. I need to know.
So I mean, in addition to that too, like hopefully in a year or two we can buy a house. Like we're hoping to buy a house too.
Yeah.
You know.
Within us, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking to move to Alberta?
We might visit. We might own properties there, but yeah.
You know, trust me, Alberta look good though. Like
Yeah.
the house prices and everything, I'm like, wow. Cause like Ottawa, even though it's in between, it getting expensive.
Yes.
Alberta getting expensive too, because everybody's
Really?
from Toronto moving here.
Listen.
Oh.
Listen, you're selling the place too good, so the people have to find ways.
It's not me. Government of Alberta have a whole campaign on all they even know they're being strategically targeted. Targeted.
Yeah, like yeah, so in the subway. Yeah, like the place of why they're like get a higher salary and be able to buy a
probably have
house.
microwaves
and still
going
have
out while they're sleeping. So come with all here, Alberta. Government really see that on it. It's not me, it's the government.
But
So,
yeah,
what businesses?
yeah.
I think I missed that one. What type of businesses do your plans open?
Oh, so for me, it's languages because, like, I'm a language girl. I do French and Spanish. So it's actually registered already. It's the other day when he registered his, I was like, let me go back and see if mine was officially registered because I was planning to start. Well, we started in 2019 because we were doing events and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But after the pandemic, and then I found out that, you know, with a work permit, you can't officially do business. So I was like, okay, pause. But yeah, it's called Fluentry Language Consultancy. So, you know, it's all about languages and I mean, teaching people languages, but not in the regular way that we would teach languages.
So, I don't know if you know this, Natalia, but do you know that Upro has a whole section for language tutors? There's a
Okay.
whole category there for language tutors.
Okay.
Primarily French.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's
primarily.
French. We're trying to stop. All right. I'll be in touch, girl. I'll be in touch.
Like, comment down in the comment section if you would like Natalia to be a coach, service provider, a pro. Yeah, we could see it. Natalia speaks English, French, Spanish, and of course Jamaican patois.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
And then
honestly is English. I don't know why Jamaicans feel like if we can't understand all it. It's English. It's broken English. It's
exactly,
English.
because we understand you guys.
Yeah.
So uno must
Must
understand
understand
me.
us, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Jamaican patois is English. It's like broken up dialects.
Like
Yes.
With some African words inside. It's English though, right? The
Yeah.
foundation is English language. Anyway, whatever. That's my little thing. Because even when I speak here, persons don't understand what I'm saying. Unless you give them the Canadian version of your language, of course. The Canadian slow
Yeah.
version. Right? When I talk normal like this, a Canadian will be like, huh? Where are you from? What language is that?
Exactly. Yeah. Only recently, because I recently changed jobs to. I'm working. When I saw you got accepted to that accelerator, I'm now working with an accelerator in Ottawa. Yeah, like I'm an assistant, and then like only since I moved there, I now feel comfortable to like be like talk, you know. But like it's also good for him because he's building an app too. Tell him about your app.
Tell us up. I love it. Tell us about it, please, Orlando. We want to get all the juice. A little hold back. We want to know everything. Hold back.
I'm working on developing an app. You see, the thing is, it's more of a social media app, but a social media app for events. So
For events, okay.
For events. So visiting, or for instance, how do you find out like what's happening in your area?
In my area, Eventbrite, maybe, but I don't
And
really
it's,
rely on that, right?
and it's more of a ticket sales tool. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to be that intermediary that allows people to quickly know or keep up with what's happening in their area, whether it be like a karaoke night or a bar having a launch or a UFC fight going on at a sports bar, that kind of thing, to include other major events. But it's more on a, you see,
An intimate scale,
yes,
as
because
well as
people
big
using,
event scale.
people using Instagram to push their business,
Promote, yeah.
and that's basically using a screwdriver to hammer a nail.
True.
If you get what I'm going, because it's
Very, very true.
it's somewhat good, but how do you know that? We'll have to talk further when I'm finished. Yeah.
But basically,
But it's
You know what? I love it. I love it. This song,
It's
this
basically
sounds like
several
it's going to be
apps and
amazing.
Huh? What's that?
This sounds like if it's going to be amazing. We want to hear all about it, right?
Yeah,
And if you
absolutely.
tell me the next one, probably you'll be launching at that time.
the thing is, Ottawa is like, if you ask people what Ottawa is famous for, it's like, oh yeah, it's the capital. Oh yeah, you can do this. Oh yeah, you can go to the Byward Market and eat some food.
And that's
But
it.
there's
Food.
so much stuff happening,
Yeah,
and it's like slipping through the cracks because
to the point where
nobody looks for that kind of stuff.
to the point where we've created a
an
Instagram page, and people are reaching out to us to say, hey,
I
post
saw
this
that,
for us.
kind of like telling people about what happening in the community.
Yeah,
I
and
saw
like
Instagram
we literally got so many like 100 followers within a week or two.
And it's like business owners saying, post this for us,
Right.
come to
Yeah.
XYZ, whatnot. So
Yes, everybody's saying they love the idea.
Yeah.
Ariel is saying it sounds like a real unique idea. Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah, man, we will talk. We will definitely talk.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you like to tell persons? So someone who's now considering moving, because we have a couple different people on here, and I know the names, right? We have some people who are thinking about immigration, they're thinking about if it would be right for them, they're studying the money, especially the student stream, they're studying, going somewhere they've never been before. What words of advice do you have to tell somebody as someone who went through the entire process and just got PR yesterday?
Find out your options.
Yeah.
This is why we're here. This is why you're watching this right now. This is why a community is built. Find out your options. If you know things, you'll make the best move. We basically know a little and made a move. It was a gamble, but I mean, Kelly's is here pushing for you guys to know more. So I would say try to find out as much as possible.
Yeah.
Before.
Awesome. What about you, Natalia? What words of inspiration?
I agree about the options because believe me, if I had known that there were so many other ways to migrate other than studying,
would I come over with dirty money and buy house already?
so true. But like, if you are just you're just thinking about it, you just put your mind to the process and do it. You have to be focused, you have to be locked in, you have to want it. If you don't want it, it's going to be hard. Believe you me, when Orlando decided that we were going to migrate, it was the same year I had Zaire, 2018. I was going through postpartum depression. When Orlando left, it was September 2018, and Zaire was a few months old. Yeah, 9 months old when Orlando left. We just wanted it. We wanted this very bad.
Yeah.
And then I came in 2019, left Zaire in Jamaica with my mom. And I just had to tell myself that we want this. We're doing what we're doing. And if you're coming with your spouse, I would love to say to the spouses, support the person who is a student, and the student support the spouse, vice versa. I had 2 jobs when I just got here, and I was working to help out because Orlando only can work 20 hours, right? So I had to work enough hours before Zaire came here so that we could get a place to rent, because initially we were roommates with other people, right? There were like 3 different rooms in the apartment. We were in one room and there were like 2 different persons in the other 2 rooms with just one common kitchen area. God bless, we got, people who we could live with them.
Yes.
They were good
Yes,
people.
they were-
They were cool people. But trust me, you have to want it. Just find the ways. Do your research. Like we're here on Khaleesi's live, right? She has a platform. Look into it. Connect with the community. Talk with people. Because trust me, there's so much information out there. But if you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't get zoned in and focused to do it, you'll get lost. But trust me, you have to want it. You really have to want it.
And just one little thing to look
Yes.
at the end. Try to find that light and focus on that light, because it can be dimming at time. You can feel like you were in a better position at home and you basically throw everything. Because like say if you walk with your house, your furniture, you pack them and everything, and you're basically starting over. But I can assure you that based on what we did, I don't see how even with the pandemic hitting, we were like, we are in a way better position here than we would be at home. We went home for like what, a month, and we were like, no, we need to go back.
We missed the convenience.
We need to go back.
Because we didn't have a car,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. But trust me, just zone in. Know that you want it. Do what you have to do to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do anything illegal.
Yeah.
But
Right.
just zone
But
it, right?
do everything within your legal power to get what it is you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to really want
Alright.
it. 'Cause it's hard. It's hard. But
So in conclusion, guys, in hindsight, I know you said you would have looked at more options, but they say anything you would have done differently. And I wanted you all to focus particularly on the fact that Orlando, you came first, you left your family behind. And then Natalia, you came, you left your son behind. It was like in 3 stages, right? And I know a lot of people, there's any heartstrings pulling. The can make the move, or they can't make the move with the entire family because of financial constraints. Right? So as somebody again who's to the end, because we love the fact that you just get it here yesterday, right? As somebody at the finish line, what would you say if you could have done anything differently? And was it worth it? Was it worth separating the family? Was it worth that process?
It was. At first, I was kind of like, it's hard, but thank God he was with my mom, and he was with my mom before I left. Like she would keep him while I was at work, that kind of thing. So I didn't feel too bad. I mean, I felt bad about leaving for a whole year, but it had to be done, because even if I see people moving together now as a family, I wish we did know that though, that we could. Initially, when we met with a consultant, guys, trust me, initially when we met with a consultant, he made it seem like it was this secret passage to go with your spouse to Canada to live with them as a student. He didn't make it sound like it was, no, this is a whole legitimate
It's normal.
process.
Yeah, it is
So that's
normal.
why we thought about doing it in the stages, because we were like, you know what, we don't like how he did things, and we're just going to do it on our own and just do what we have to do. Which is why I came. If it's one thing I could definitely do different though, is apply for the work permit from Jamaica.
Okay.
That's something I really wish I did, because at least when I got here, I could just start working. But when I got here in February, I didn't start working until June. And Orlando being a student, thank God we're living as roommates, right? And I would also love for us to come as a whole group, but no matter how much I love that, it would have been very difficult, because just landing here and Zaire having to go to daycare, finding a place, everything like that, it was kind of good that Orlando came first, to wet his feet. Maybe me and Zaire could come together, but if there's another thing I could change. But yeah, I don't really regret that. I just really wish I could get the work permit before, because that was a very stressful time. But yeah, you.
No, for me, I wouldn't change anything. To be honest, I wouldn't change anything. It's like everything happened. Well, we didn't have any plan. To be honest, it was just a decision on a whim. Let's move, and we did. And the only thing that I would change, I just remember. The only thing that I would change is my pride on getting here.
That's interesting.
No, because
Explain.
when I got here, coming from the insurance industry, and you're in Jamaica wearing suit and tie and XYZ, you feel like, it's gonna transition. But as I keep saying, I even say it in Ati's video, the best money is secure money.
True.
Money that is sure. So while you're job hunting as a student, you might see those nice perks come with some bullshit jobs about part-time and you're making full-time salary, and the sales jobs where they're asking you to either sell insurance and stuff. Yes, they can be good, but it's gonna take time. Because as I keep saying to Ati, passive income is not passive income. You did a lot in the beginning to eventually start giving you residual amounts.
All overnight success took many nights.
Exactly.
Many nights to develop overnight success.
Like, late on the train to like, hey, go get a warehouse job, go get a Walmart job, go get some sure money.
Yeah.
So
Sure
I
money.
burnt up a bit of money during the September to December stage until I realized that, hey, getting like insurance license, going to North Bay to do exams.
Yeah, it was just too much.
Spending $10 a day on Starbucks. The whole works. Yeah, so it was more understanding money management from the get-go. And I think that should be a thing that is offered on your app, to understand money when you're here, to not blow through your tuition.
That's so true. Literally just today in the village, we had a financial coach join. Conveniently enough, strange enough, he's originally from Jamaica as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So of course, we are keeping the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Right? So literally just today, if you go to the village right now, you will see his post is probably to the top of the page, which is very convenient. So yeah, because I realize it is, even for me, I won't lie, it's a struggle, which is why I don't really talk about it as much, because I don't consider myself to be an expert. Right? When we landed in Canada, we didn't even have credit cards. I never had a credit card before. So legit 3+ years ago was the first time I ever even learned foundations of credit.
Me too.
Right? And still now with all of these different accounts, RRSVP, this, that, the tax savings and the tax fees in my head. It's steaming, right? It's going on my head, and the thing is, of everything is just so, it really is overwhelming.
Yeah.
It really can be extremely overwhelming as a new immigrant, just to wrap your mind around all of these new systems that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
So definitely we need some expert advice and some coaching, and we're going to do a session with the village as well about all of these different types of accounts that we all should be benefiting from, and getting all of those tax returns when it's tax season.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
All the money we spent so much taxes to leave money on the table. Let's say we get it all back. Awesome. All right, so in conclusion, is there anything else you need to say?
No. I think that what Orlando just said a while ago is a very important thing to say. Guys, when you get here, get the job that will pay your bills, because you have bills. Some serious bills, and you have to maintain them just so you can live here to do what you need to do. So, yeah, as you said, put away the pride and just get a job. If it's even Tim Hortons, McDonald's, anything, get that money. Get that shift, because they work easily with students. So, yeah.
All right.
I love that.
So, thank you very much, Natalia and Orlando. Thank you. We will see you all again.
Yes.
And now I'm going to let you all go off, and then we're going to bring on our next guest.
All right. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And thank you.
Migrating can be a huge headache. For one thing, you have to do tons of research and stay updated on the ever-changing rules of immigration. You also have to avoid scammers and immigration fraud. And even when you are super careful, you can still fall victim to low-quality consultants that make you wish you had done it yourself. Plus, there's the challenge of knowing exactly which programs you qualify for and are competitive in, so that you avoid wasting money on paths that will not lead to success. As a result, immigration research can turn into a full-time job, leaving many people feeling overwhelmed, hopeless, and discouraged. Fortunately, there's a better way. Introducing UpRow, a virtual marketplace where you can filter and find your perfect immigration professional, so you can relax, knowing you've left your immigration journey to the experts. With UpRow, we'll ensure the identity of your consultant so you can have the peace of mind of knowing exactly who you are talking to. You will also have access to a variety of immigration professionals and be able to leave a verified review of your experience if you decide to work with them. And we'll give you access to verified reviews from real people who worked with your consultant. That way, you can hear what others are saying before opening your wallet. And because we offer a variety of immigration professionals like immigration consultants, lawyers, education consultants, settlement service providers, career coaches and language tutors, you'll never have to worry about being stranded in your immigration journey. And you get access to the UpRow newsfeed, where you can connect, share and network with other persons going through their immigration journey, and persons who have already migrated. But perhaps the best thing of all is that we offer the ability to create and privately share your immigration profile with desired professionals on the platform. This means that you don't need to keep repeating the 5 pages of paperwork every time you decide to work with a consultant. Your consultant will have access to your UpRow profile long before they hop on a call with you. This way, your call with them can be focused on strategy, not paperwork. To learn how UpRow can make your immigration journey hassle-free, visit uprow.ca to download the mobile app for Android and iOS devices. UpRow, built for immigrants, by immigrants.